Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Corner. I'm your host, Sean Patrick Urshan. This week we are doing another subscriber contest entry. This is Jen's Reviews from the Grave 600 subscriber contest entry. And I'm a huge fan of that channel. They've become good friends, Jen and Christian. I really enjoy their reviews. I really love their videos. And I love their passion for the genre. Especially Jen. I think she's just so passionate about movies. And that really gets me going. I love it. And it's been such an honor to have worked with them in the past. Back when we did the Horror Hangouts live stream. And some other collaborations and things we did, going back and forth with tag videos, tagging each other. It's been such a blast. I love doing that. And I love hearing you guys' thoughts on different movies, different franchises, and all your thoughts about horror in general. You guys just have such a wealth of knowledge on the genre, and I love that. So huge congratulations to you guys, to Jen and Christian over at Jen's Reviews from the Grave. I love you guys. You're just awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an amazing job. And I'm going to keep watching you guys for as long as I can, hopefully forever. So Jen asked 6 questions in her contest. And the first one is, what is the scariest scene in a non-horror movie? And man, I really had to think hard about this. And one scene that really sticks out to me is from the film Full Metal Jacket by the great Stanley Kubrick. And that's one of my favorite Stanley Kubrick movies. Of course, you had R. Lee Ermey in his amazing Oscar performance, and how he was really working on this guy, Private Pyle, as played by Vincent D'Onofrio in the film. Another amazing performance. But he was just on this guy about his weight and trying to, drill it into his brain because he was kind of a screw-up, and he was always in his face, always on him, night and day, all over, up in his face. Until one night, he just lost his mind, Private Pyle, and grabbed a shotgun and was screwing around and acting crazy, threatening people, and the drill sergeant, played by R. Lee Ermey, comes out and is like, "What is your major malfunction, numbnuts? Didn't your mommy and daddy beat you enough as a child?" And that really sets him off, because he's the main reason why he's just losing his mind, because he got in his head so bad. And then he grabs the shotgun and puts it right in his mouth and blows his freaking brains all over the ceiling, and all over the walls. A really brutal scene and very scary, because before he does shoot himself, he's he just has this crazed look in his eye, and he's like, "I am in a world of shit," and it's scary, So I'm going with that one. Number 2 is, recommend Christian a movie, preferably a horror film. So it's really hard trying to think of something you guys have not seen, because you guys have seen some of the most obscure stuff, things that I've never heard of even. So for me to come up with something that you guys haven't seen, I'm not sure if I did, but I gave it a shot. And it's a film from Hammer Horror. And it's called Paranoiac. And it stars Oliver Reed, who is a fantastic actor, and he did several Hammer films back in the day. And it just has a great classic horror film vibe to it. It's got that classic black and white style, Psycho almost, kind of gives you little vibes of that, and stuff like the original Night of the Living Dead. It gives you that classic horror feel, which I love. which is one of the big reasons why I love Hammer horror so much. And this is a really good one, and this is one you never hear people talk about when it comes to Hammer horror. And I really enjoyed it because Oliver Reed was so good, and he's such a conniving, manipulative bastard. He's kind of evil, and he's trying to basically drive his sister insane just so he can get the inheritance from his family fortune and to get control over the estate because their parents just passed away. So he will do anything, he'll stop at nothing to drive her to insanity, to drive her to commit suicide even. So yeah, I really enjoy this film, Paranoiac. So check it out, Christian. I have it as part of this Hammer horror series, or you can buy it on its own, I'm sure. Or you can get this great collection. Next up is name something that Halloween 3 does better than the original 1978 classic from John Carpenter. And the answer to that is very simple. Nothing! I love you, Christian, but I am sorry. There is not one thing that Halloween 3 does better than the 1978 classic original from John Carpenter. And that's not to say, I know I sound like I'm ripping on the movie. I do enjoy Halloween 3. It's not a bad movie. But you're talking about, to me, the greatest horror film of all time. It's a 5-star masterpiece to me. And Halloween 3 is just like, okay, it's pretty good, you know? So yeah, there's absolutely nothing that Halloween 3 does better than the 1978 classic. I can't think of anything. So number 4, what made you subscribe to the channel? And what is your favorite video of ours? Ask Jen and Christian over at Jen's Reviews from the Grave. Well, one of the things that attracted me to your channel was, like I said before, your passion for movies. And how you get so emotional, you get so worked up when you talk about movies, and I love that, you know. Because I get the same way, I get the same feeling. And that's one of the reasons why I do this channel, is I want to bring my love for movies to you guys, you know, out there in the horror community. And, yeah, and it's kind of an expression for me. That's why I do this, you know. I want to show my love for movies and be able to connect with other people in the horror community and talk about movies. That's what I love to do, you know. And that's the vibe I get from you guys, big time. I love it. And what was the one video that is my favorite of yours? That is really tough because I like a lot of your videos. And by the way, I think you guys are nuts for doing that 31 days of horror in October, but I really respect that. I really envy you guys for doing that because that is an immeasurable task. I don't know how you do it. But at any rate, I'm going to say the I Feel Pretty review. That rant you did, it was insane, and I loved it. It was so hilarious. I was just dying. I laughed my ass off. Just seeing you tear this movie to shreds, and I enjoyed it, and I agreed with everything you said. But it was just the way you was so worked up about it, and so passionate, and so livid, and so angry. It was just so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Next up, number 5 is tell us something about yourself that we don't know. Now, part of this you probably do know. You do know that I'm a metal fan, heavy metal music fan. You guys probably know that. But you probably don't know how obsessed I am with music in general. I am a music fanatic, you know. Not just heavy metal. I am a fanatic of heavy metal, but not just that. I love, like, 80s pop music. I love that stuff. I love like Madonna, you know, and Cyndi Lauper and Janet Jackson and stuff like that. I love old school 80s dance music. I like a lot of dance music too, even like stuff like people might consider cheesy, you know, but I love, you know. I have a soft spot for like 80s dance music, even some 70s dance music too. I like a lot of that stuff. But I like everything from like, especially 80s. When it comes to 80s, I love music from the 80s. I love all eras of pop, whether it be the new wave, you know, Euro type stuff, or like silly stuff like Men at Work, you know. I come from the land down under, or you know, to you know the big popular artists like Madonna and Michael Jackson and stuff like that. And like shoot, I could tell you every album Madonna's done and or every hit song she's had probably. And you guys might find that silly and cheesy, but I don't care. I have a huge respect for Madonna as an artist and what she's done in her career. And people like Britney Spears even, you know? But and then on the other, there's the flip side where I love heavy metal, like the heaviest, nastiest, grimy music you could ever hear, you know? Stuff that could give you nightmares, you know? I guess it's just funny I can go from one extreme to the other when it comes to music, but I love music. I'm fanatical about it. I can tell you, just like I do with horror, I'm just as fanatical about music as I am horror. I can talk about music all day for hours, you know, go on and on. I'm just a huge music fan. Next up is recommend us a horror movie to review, and I'm going to go with The New York Ripper. I don't think I've ever seen you guys review this one, and I would really like to hear your thoughts about it. I think it's a fantastic slasher movie, and I would like to hear your thoughts about it. Maybe you didn't like it, and maybe you thought it was interesting. I would like to hear your thoughts about The New York Ripper, and I would love to see a review on that. I know in the 31 Days of Horror I gave you a recommendation for another Fulci movie, so yeah, we're going Fulci with you guys. So guys, that's it from my contest entry for Jen's Reviews from the Grave. Congratulations again on 600 subscribers, that's awesome. Keep doing your thing, I love you guys, and thank you for joining me, Sean Patrick Urshan, in the Horror Corner. Tune in and stay scared.